music. Welcome to CONOFEST. My name is Sandra Lipski. I'm actually the founder and director of the Evolution Mallorca International Film Festival. We just had our 9th edition this past October, and I'm really excited today to speak with the writer-director Marion Desseigne from Fatiya. So welcome to the interview.
Thanks.
I had the pleasure to see your film, of course, and CONOFEST is all about female filmmakers, also female storytelling. And I would really like to know how you came to this very specific story and also what attracted you to it, to write it. And the second question in the same question would be, what is your connection to the culture that you are showing in the film?
Yeah, the answer is the same for both questions. When I was student, I made a French film school in Paris, and during my free time, I used to do tutoring for an association. So I work with kids from a poor neighborhood in Paris, and most of them, they were Arabic or from Africa, or most of them were also Muslim, but not all, but part of them. And I spent 6 years in this association working with kids, and I get very fond of them. And at the end, they were friends of mine. I still in touch with them, and one got a baby a few days ago, so I'm pretty happy. And two of these girls, when they turn 16 years old, something like that, they start to wear a veil, hijab, and it really questioned me, because I'm from an atheist family and I'm not religious myself. So I start to discuss that with her, and they speak with me, they tell me their everyday life experience. And what interested me most in their stories is that they feel very insecure in France, and not every day and all situation, but they do really often experience situation of reject. And the story in the film, the babysitting that failed, actually it's a true story. In reality, it doesn't occur in a supermarket, but the situation is basically the same. And I was very moved by this story, so that's why I try to turn it into a motion picture.
Wonderful. I mean, I watch a lot of films. I also program my festival, and it always comes up again that the true stories usually make the best films when it comes from really a true and realistic story. So again, it is very true for your film.
What is funny? What is funny is that I made this film because they told me this story. But once the film was made, it was screened in a lot of places in France, whatever. And I met two other girls, Muslim ones, and they come to me after the screening and they told me I had exactly the same experience. So this particular story is not that particular, unfortunately.
And I'm sure now, thinking about obviously the racism that's in it, it probably not only translates to religion, but it would also translate to skin color. And why I'm mentioning this is because I live in Los Angeles most of the year, and everything that we've been through there, and also in France, and all the riots and movements that have been happening of Black Lives Matter. Do you think this could also translate and could be a same situation type?
You mean if she didn't wear a veil, would she be rejected as well?
Yeah, like I think I'm thinking with all that we've been going through in the last couple of months, that it could also be a person with a skin color, a different skin color that's not white, that probably is going through also these situations.
Yeah, I think it we do have racism in France as well. A few days ago, a black man was beaten by a police officer in the street, and it was very shocking. I think racism does occur as well, but not in this maybe not in this situation. Maybe not for babysitting. It will take other shapes, other form, but
right.
I think this situation is quite particular to the Islamic veil.
Got it. Yeah.
But I'm not a sociologist. I'm making movies, so I'm not I try to know the subject I'm dealing with, but I'm not an expert.
No, I mean, I don't think anyone's an expert, but it's just kind of a feeling of putting yourself into the situation. Another really curious thing for me is, how is it to shoot with minors and children? And do you have any good or bad experiences? And how is it for you as a director to work with younger actors? And are they professionals or usually not?
Lina Koudry is the main actress. She's not minor, and she's very trained professional. She did a lot of movies in France, and recently she got an César for a feature. So she's a great actress. Maya and Tasnim, the two girlfriends, they already have made some short films, but not professional. They are turning into professional, and they did my feature. I took them one again in my feature films, and the only true unprofessional was the little daughter. She's 10 years old, something like that, and I really like working with kids. I did it in several movies, and for me it's very pleasant because they are always unexpected. I don't know if you see what I mean, but they don't know anything, so they just do with the situation, or they feel the situation, or they react to the situation.
They still do what adult actors are aiming to still be able to do. They just do it.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
In a way, yes. So we have another question about the film before I go a little more into your person. But for the shooting of the film, when did you guys shoot the film, and how long did you shoot? Did you do any rehearsals with the actors beforehand?
Yeah, we shot for 6 days. Actually 5.5. 5 days for the real camera, and a day for the iPhone pictures. And we did rehearse a lot before, because I do like working a lot with actresses, and I want her to really make the dialogue their own. They don't say the dialogue what was written in the script. They follow the situation. They are faithful to the situation which is written in the script, but the words, the specific words, it's their own. So what I do before shooting, I work a lot with them through improvisation or through exercise. To help them to fully apprehend the situation and to understand the situation in all the aspects of the scene.
Yeah,
it's not that clear.
I think it's more clear when you've seen the movie, like I have, and I'm sure people who see the interview come after watching the film, and it's just so amazing, the nuances that you have in the fight and in the conversations between the two friends when they sit down on the bench, and then they have the confrontation. It's just so specific, and every moment is so real. And I mean, congratulations! I think it's really beautiful the way they are portraying the characters.
Thanks. For example, for this scene, we made a lot of version. To find these accurate words and these accurate reactions, but sometimes she gets in some versions she get angry sooner, sometime later, and we try to figure out what was more accurate moments to.
But that's such a good word to use as a director, like the accuracy of it. That's what I was just missing when I was making the question. It's so accurate, and is this something you do more in the rehearsal and in the shooting, but do you think also in the editing later, where you look, or do you know exactly when you're shooting, this is what I'm going to use later?
I have an opinion when I'm shooting. I am looking for something when I'm shooting, but when I am in the editing room, I let myself be surprised and reconsider the aspect of the question.
Amazing. Oh, we only have 5 minutes left. We're just warming up. Well, I have another question. I got to read your little questionnaire, and one of your favorite directors, Akiko Shomaki.
Yeah.
And he has said something in an interview that I just found where he says, I think he was talking about film festivals. And he was at the Thessaloniki Film Festival, and he said, I think film festivals are a murderer against cinema. The big festivals are, and I think they are ruining them. And I was like, don't say that. Of course, he's talking about outer cinema, and, he's very, I don't even know how to explain, but he's a very old-fashioned, in a way, auteur cinema, and I love his films as well. And him as a person, he's so interesting and great to listen to. What do you think about the statement and film festivals?
Yeah, it's a tricky question. If I have to be honest, I don't really like seeing movies in film festivals because seeing a movie for me is a very strong experience, but I love seeing one at a time and really be foolish to embrace the movie and take the time after to reconsider on it and maybe dream with the movie a little bit. And I cannot see 3, 4, 5, 6 movies a day.
Yeah.
But at the same time, festivals are great for encounters to meet other directors, other writers, other actors. That's a great place for that.
Yeah.
But I do prefer go to the movies all alone, I love it. It's a bit selfish, but I like to have this very particular relationships with the author of the film and me.
Yeah, I agree. I actually feel similar. I do like to go to the cinema by myself, and when I do my festival, I never get to go to the cinema and share the movie with people, but I love to then be by myself as well. Tell us a little bit there's about a minute and a half left, to what's coming up for you next. Are you writing a lot? How are you filling your time and your creativity in the confinement that we're in right now?
In September, I just finished my first feature.
Congratulations!
Yeah, it's a great moment. I'm waiting to see when it's going to be released because the distributor like it, but with the confinement, we don't know when it's going to be released in France and hopefully elsewhere in the world. So that's the big news. And in the film, I work again with Maya Zrouki and Tasnim Jamlawi, as I told you, because I really enjoy working with them in my short film. And they do The Best Friend in the future again. And they are tremendous actresses. I love them, even after this second experience. And right now, I'm writing what I hope would be my second feature, but I'm just at the beginning.
Okay.
So it's the first step, and I also working with other people to help them on the script as a script consultant.
Amazing. Well, I truly cannot wait to see your feature film and you working with those actresses again. I'm sure it's going to be a really nice treat. We're all out of time. They're telling me I have to say goodbye to you. Well, it was really nice to meet you, Marion, for this short conversation, and I hope we meet again.
Me too.
All the best.
All the best. Bye.
Bye.